More than 2/3 of members of parliament elect have already completed the two-day induction, paving way for the first official sitting of the 13th House, expected to be presided over by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Legislators say they will prioritize formulation of policies that will improve the economy and championing for better welfare of women and youth, among other vital issues affecting the ordinary Kenyan. Seth Olale with a recap of the events from Parliament buildings.
I look forward to making a real contribution to the development of legislation, and most importantly, depending on each side of the divide we are in, on oversight. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
You've seen it all. You've seen it all.
Asante.
Asante sana.
Okay.
So, at the same time,
80% of MPs elect of the 13th House, that is 275 legislators out of the required 333, have been given a clean bill of health to commence transactions at the National Assembly once the first sitting is scheduled by the incumbent head of state.
this is what the people
The 58 MPs elect who failed to show up, 4 that will be elected during Monday's elections in Kachiliba, Pokot South, Rongai and Kitui rural constituencies, plus an additional 12 nominated parliamentarians, will undergo the registration exercise next week.
We shall roll out an elaborate induction program which is intended to prepare members to effectively discharge their constitutional mandate.
Upon electing the Speaker and Deputy Speaker during the first sitting of the 13th House, members will then strategically place themselves in the 43 House committees where they are expected to address key issues affecting the country through formulation and passage of the relevant policies.
It's about time that we give the affirmative action positions, that is the women rep, its accolades, like really it deserves them.
Kama kuna agenda ama kama kuna bili ya kubush, tutabush wote na tutasaidiana tuone wamama wamesaidika.
I'll be the one of those who will champion the unga prices to come down.
And make sure that all the roads and most of the roads, if not all, are going to be motorable.
Ensuring that we push for people's right to ownership of land.
So that also my constituency in Madhioya can benefit with the level 5 hospital.
The level of trust the people of Saboti have bestowed on me is heavy, and I'm ready to take over the mantle.
Pro-people policies, pro-people programs, pro-poor people especially.
Coming up with bills that will actually promote the economy of this country.
Our children are really suffering, the youth. So we really have to find ways of finding them jobs.
Expectations of wananchi are high, not even my expectations. People need services down there.
Nchi yetu iko na changamoto kubwa sana la anga la njaa tunapoongea saa hii.
But if we have tarmac roads, I can assure you, we will not have any problem. That is my first start.
This form of informal schooling can be recognized under the Basic Education Act, and we have funding, recognition, and capitation and allocation of teachers to them.
I believe that there will be a lot of changes, and this year can make a lot of difference in terms of performance.
And the word independent does not limit us to interact. We interact with either side of the house as long as we remain objective.
And our first agenda was to ensure that we open dialogue with both sides.
I look forward to making a real contribution to the development of legislation, and most importantly, depending on each side of the divide we are in, on oversight.
After a successful orientation exercise, is now down to business for the 13th House, whose evaluation will depend on the number of policies passed, and that which touches on the ordinary mwananchi. Seth Olale, Citizen TV, Parliament Buildings.